You'll never achieve true success until you do this one thing in life. Well, I'll explain shortly what exactly that one thing is, but let me start off with a story. Flashback to about 10 years ago when I was going in a different path, trying to figure out which way to go. What was the life that I wanted to build over the next 10 years? Well, there was three main things that this life included, and I'm going to tell you everything in my life that I decided to start working on at this moment and have been working on over the past decade. So what is the one thing in your life that you need to figure out to be successful? And that is your version of success. If you ask 100 people on the street, you're going to get 100 different definitions of what success means to them. And I'm not talking about your parents' version of success, your brother, your aunt, your grandmother's version of success. I'm talking about your version of success. You need to figure out what this looks like, write it down, and start fulfilling this every single day of your life. Now, what are the three main categories of success that I've started working on over the past decade? They come in at financial freedom, location independence, and full control over my time. Meaning when I wake up to when I go to sleep, I get to do what I want, when I want, and anywhere in the world, I'm able to figure out how to control my time. So let's break these down, starting off at number one, which is financial freedom. I think this is probably the number one area that most people should start with. Is if somebody else is in control of your paycheck, meaning you have a boss, you have a CEO ahead of you, or you're working for another corporation, it may feel like stability. It may feel like you have a lot of safety nets in place, but at the end of the day, you don't have full control over how much money you make, and there is some limit to how much income you can actually achieve. Whether that's a 10 or 20% increase every year in your profit and income, there's still going to be some cap. And that's why I think entrepreneurship is the only way that you can truly have an uncapped income. Building either a freelance path or your own business are the two ways that you can actually have uncapped income. So what does this look like, and what did it look like for me? I was building one of the biggest startups in the United States, one of the fastest growing companies, and I had essentially hit a cap where they were not allowing me to grow for my income. And this is when I realized that if I wanted to truly control the life that I wanted, I was going to need to build my own businesses and build my own empire to control my finances 100%. Coming in at number two is location independence. Now, this is something that's been extremely important for me because I wanted to be able to work and travel anywhere in the world. And this has allowed me the capability and freedom to work and travel to more than 100 different countries. So this was a non-negotiable and something that took me 5 years to figure out, from working locally at local jobs overseas to finally transitioning to working from the comfort of my laptop. Location independence will allow you the freedom to work on any time zone. There might be some restrictions. You might have to get used to doing late night calls or early morning calls. Again, a lot of these things are going to come with some stipulations, but you should try to build it in a way that is going to be better than what you currently have, and working towards that final goal of having full location independence where you can work from anywhere in the world just from the comfort of your laptop. Imagine getting $1,440 every single day, but you have to spend it before the day ends or else it goes to zero. This is the same amount of minutes that you're getting every single day. You get the same 24 hours as Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and some of the wealthiest people in the world, but how you utilize those 24 hours is going to be absolutely different than some of the top performers in the world. Now, this is where it comes into number three. The most important thing is taking control over your time. When you wake up and when you go to sleep, what are you doing in those hours that is going to have the biggest and greatest impact for your life? Now, one thing to consider is most people's lives are spent, 30% of it is spent sleeping, 30% of it is spent selling to their employer, and then the last 33% is spent doing recreational activities, going to the gym, watching Netflix, or doing something else. So even if you have a job right now and you're sleeping, you're giving away 66% of your time. That other 33% is going to come in the form of things that you can either monetize, or building a side hustle, or starting to build shifts where you're going to be taking more control control over your life. And this is why it's so important to control your time, because people sell it for a very low price and aren't actually in control of it. So at the end of the day, you need to start figuring out a way that you can optimize your sleep cycle to be as functional as possible, but then really focusing on that other 66% of your time to take control, to start putting in the hours to building the dreams and to building that version of success that you've gone ahead and created. Now, in conclusion, I highly suggest that you take at least a few hours every week to figure out what your version of success is. Maybe write down the first thing that comes to your mind, write it down on a piece of paper, put it somewhere where you're going to see it every single day, and start dwelling on this, because once you get it written down, it becomes real. Once you've kind of figured out and fine-tuned what this version of success looks for you, start telling your friends about it, start telling people that are going to hold you accountable to figuring out and making this dream come true and actually living up to your version of success. Because again, you need to figure out your version of success or you'll never be successful. So if you haven't figured it out yet, don't worry. It takes most people their entire lives to get there. So you're already one step ahead by watching this video. Again, leave a comment below if you enjoyed and learned something, and don't forget to subscribe, because I'm releasing new videos just like this one today every single week, and I'm putting out new short form content every single day.